Today we're going to be talking about an expansion to The Crew 2. Now, I know Theo just made a video about it. Shut the fuck up. We're going to be making a video today about the possibility of an expansion for The Crew 2. Now, it's well known at this point that The Crew 2, even with the latest update, which was really good. I really enjoyed the latest update for a couple weeks till the till the summits kind of got a bit dumb. I really enjoyed it. I probably played more of this game in that week where the Evo 10, the Red Fury edition, was available than I did at all, like at launch. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about an expansion because as much as that was a great update, this game still needs a lot of work, and by a lot of work I mean a lot of work. So we're gonna be talking about what I'd like to see out of an expansion for The Crew 2. Now, suffice to say, a lot of people, one of the main things I see with the summit is a lot of people coming back to the game from to check out the summit are not able to really compete with a lot of people who put hours upon hours upon hours into the game. And that's something I knew was, I felt was going to happen. The summit itself is more so aimed towards the hardcore fan. They're trying to keep the hardcore people from leaving the game. They're trying to bring something every week for them. And for someone who does all the disciplines and all that, like plays the game religiously, the summit's perfect for them. For someone who only plays it for the street racing though, or someone who like just jumped off the game when it got boring, there's not, like, you're gonna have to build your way back up. And one thing, like the Crew 2 in general, I just don't like, is it forces you to use disciplines that you don't want to do. And I'm talking planes and boats and everything. Part of me feels like there should be a summit dedicated to just cars, like land vehicles, like it was in the Crew 1, and then have one where it's mixed as well, where you have land vehicles, air vehicles, and boat vehicles. I feel like there should be two different summits and different rewards for each. So if you want a reward for like a new boat or like a special plane, you do the one with the boats and planes. But if you want like a special car or something like that, you do the regular land vehicle one. Because I remember stating, and they stated early in the game, that if you don't want to play some of the disciplines, you don't have to. But if you want something you want out of if there's something you want out of the summit, you're gonna have to. So that is a bit of a lie right there. They're kind of squeezing out of that, but yeah, that's something I'd like to see in the future, in a future update. But getting back on topic to an expansion, I think what they should do in order to bring back a lot of people who didn't buy this game due to the theme, due to the whole whiplash of the game just doing a complete 180 and instead of being good, being bad, I feel like one way they could fix this is by introducing a street racing update. Now, they know for a fact that the street racing portion of this game is the biggest draw to people coming and playing this game. That's how it was in the Crew 1, that's how it is even in the Crew 2. And the street racing in this game has not been sufficient, in my opinion. Can you even call it street racing when there's no traffic coming after you? Like, that's not even street racing. Street racing should be illegal. It should have cops coming after you. It should have traffic to dodge. That's what real street racing is, and that's what makes street racing fun, is the unpredictability of races. Are the cops going to come after you, or is there going to be a massive traffic jam during the race? Like, that unpredictability is something that even Need for Speed's recently been lacking in. So that's something I feel like they could really take and improve on in the Crew 2 and really harness that in, especially with Need for Speed 2019 coming out this year. They need to do something this year in order to like draw some competition from Need for Speed 2019 to the Crew 2, and I feel like a street racing update, like one that focuses on illegal street racing and like cops, pursuits, and like tuning, like more tuning options, more customization, illegal street racing, like in the cities, and like kind of revamping the cities as a whole, because a lot of the cities are very lackluster. Going back on topic, I'd like to see cops and street racing, all that, and don't let people fool you. It wouldn't fit the theme. Yeah, that's bullshit. I've said this once, I'll say it again. The Crew 1's theme was all about illegal street racing, okay? But then the Wild Run was all about legal street racing, and that didn't fit the theme, but they still blended it in. And also, fucking planes and boats.
It wouldn't fit the theme.
You'd think they'd fit the fucking theme in the Crew 1? No. So don't listen to those people who are saying, oh, it wouldn't fit the theme, oh, licensing issues, boo fucking who. Definitely, I feel like that's one way that could bring people back. A lot of people played the Crew 1 because it was like Need for Speed, and at the time, we didn't really have a Need for Speed game. 2015 wasn't out yet that catered to the illicit aspect of things. And now that they're trying to copy Forza Horizon, like, they lost a lot of people who played the game for that. So this street racing update or a street racing expansion would really draw a lot of people back in, and along with that, I'd really like to see increased player lobbies. Like 4 is not enough for a crew. Increased crew lobbies. I'd like to see clubs make a return, or gangs, or crews, or something like that. Fuck it. The game's called The Crew. Call them crews. Create your own crew and have all your friends join. Like, you know, and I'd say increase the lobby size to at least 16 people. 8 is not enough. And also, like, this expansion would have to do a lot to fixing a lot of the bugs and network issues and glitches. Like, I made a video saying how, like, if they were going to do another update, it has to be, like, an Operation Health. Because there's so many... The servers are so unstable that, like, going into PvP takes ages to actually find a lobby. And half the time, that lobby closes before you can even do a race. At least on PC. I'm not sure how it is on PC or on PS4 or Xbox One. 2 other things that need to be accounted for in this, like, if they were to do an expansion. One thing I would like to see is a lot of the cities revamped, and I'm talking about like Chicago, San Francisco, Seattle, a lot of the cities that got for some reason downgraded in this game. You go into Chicago, San Francisco, they don't even have traffic lights and intersections, okay? And one thing I really liked about the Crew 1 pre-Wild Run is like each city, each region felt unique. Like you go into Texas or Florida, you had the sideways street lights that like you have to like do this to look at. And then Chicago felt unique with different like street lights, assets and all that. Like each area felt different. You felt like you were in New York. You felt like you were in Chicago. You don't have that in the Crew 2. And that's something I'd really like them to see. They revamped New York a lot, especially the financial district, and then they also reworked a lot of Los Angeles, the center city. But I'd really like them to go back and just kind of complete a lot of these cities. Chicago, very unfinished. Same with San Francisco and like Seattle, all those like minor cities. I'd really like them to see them go back and redo and refinish in an expansion. And then the other thing I'd really like to see is cops. Please bring us fucking cops, okay? Cops were definitely one of the most things I did in the Crew 1. I probably spent a lot of time in high-speed pursuit. Like, I'm a pursuit addict. I fucking love car chases in video games, and even though they weren't that good in the Crew 1, there's just something about them that like kept me coming back to them. And even with calling all units, I honestly probably spent more time playing calling all units than Wild Run, even though Wild Run was leagues better. Probably just because it was like it was addictive. Like doing the crates and getting a lot of money, doing like upgrading my cars and all that. Like the crate missions were fun, the pursuits were fun. They weren't good necessarily, but I'd like to see something again revamped for the Crew 2, like a police pursuit system like they had in Calling All Units, where you can like, well, it doesn't have to be crates, but it could be like merchandise or like illegal goods or something. Fucking moonshine. Like fucking Dukes of Hazzard shit in here. Like anything to really bring back pursuits. It doesn't necessarily have to be Wild Run where like players are cops and others are racers. That would be a lot of fun if done correctly. But at the very minimum, I definitely would like to see free roam police return in the form that they did like in the Crew 1, where you have the police watch. So that way if you don't want to get into pursuits, you don't have to. Like you can fly past a cop at 200 miles an hour, he won't do a damn thing unless you hit him. Or if you start fucking messing around the fucking area around him. But like for people, a lot of us who want cops in the game, we can still get into our pursuits, and that would be fucking awesome. Because a game like the Crew 2 just doesn't feel complete without cops. Like the world, like I don't like driving around the world because like there's nothing really looking out for me. There's nothing to look forward to really when it comes to driving around the map. And cops were one of those things, like I would be super happy like down a long mountainy road or something like that, and I see a cop down by. I love getting to pursuits like that. Like I fucking love that shit. Like they really need to do a lot of work to this game. And I feel like an expansion is a proper way to do it, especially if they bring something new to the table. By something new to the table, I mean something from the Crew 1, which was police pursuits and illegal street racing. 2 things that should have been in the game from launch, in my opinion. And that like the whole theme should have just been all about illegal stuff. But better late than never, I guess. And if they bring that in an expansion, they could bring a lot of people back from the Crew 1. They can also bring some people over from Need for Speed 2019 who will check this game out. And if that's a really solid expansion, and there's a lot of enough content for those people alone to get them to start playing the Summit, then you have more people playing the Summit. You've got to win, you know? Like, the people who want illegal street racing and cops and all that, they have that in the game. All the people who want the planes and boats, they have all of that. And then you have all the people who like doing the Summit all coming together. And then you also have PvP, more people going in PvP. Like, this update would bring so many more people back to the game. Like, I'd probably play the game, like, even with the Summit, I still only go out, like, once a week. I'd play this game a lot more often if there was illegal street racing with a race editor. Oh my god. Like, you have a fucking win right there. That's a fucking W right there. I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts? What do you guys want to see out of an expansion for the Crew 2, be sure to leave your suggestions down below in the comment section down below. I'm interested to hear what you guys would like to see out of an expansion, out of this game. But yeah, that's gonna be all for now. I'm gonna be linking Theo's video in the description because I saw that. I'm like, hey, that's a good topic idea to steal. But that's gonna be all for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see some more craptastic content, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you don't ever miss an upload. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitch and join my Discord to be able to chat with me and some others. That's all for now, guys. Have a good one.